Good evening and thank you for joining us on the news around the world. On the sign language corner is Korede Oluleye. I am Olukemi Ajayi. The National Agency for Food and Drug Administration and Control, NAFDAC, has destroyed substandard products, including falsified drugs, medical devices, and other unwholesome regulated products worth 43 billion naira in Ibadan, the Oyo State capital. The exercise took place at a dump site in Moniya, Akinyele local government area of the state. NAFDAC's Director General, Christiana Adeyeye, represented by the Director of Investigation and Enforcement, Shaba Mohammed, stated that the counterfeit products had been voluntarily handed over to the agency by compliant companies, non-governmental organizations, and trade unions. Providing a breakdown of the seized products, Adeyeye noted that several raids were carried out at various locations, leading to the confiscating of both unregistered and registered pharmaceutical items. She further explained that additional items for display items include contraband soaps, tomato paste, unregistered and counterfeit drinks, food products, perfumes, and body sprays. The Oyo State Deputy Governor and Chairman Oyo State Boundary Committee, Barrister Bayo Lawal, has expressed the readiness of the state government to cooperate with the National Boundary Delegation of the National Boundary Commission, who were on a mission to resolve the boundary dispute between Oyo State and Osun State. Staff reporter Adebayo Abdurrafi was at the conference room of the Oyo State Mediation Center, venue of the meeting, and files in the details.
The meeting had in attendance the Ekeri Olubadan of Ibadan land, Oba Amidu Ajibade, and some concerned traditional rulers in Lagelu and Surulere local government areas of Oyo State, relevant government officials and solicitors on the communities in dispute. The delegation of the National Boundary Commission was led by the states is already a concern with the continued hostilities between the people of the affected communities. Savio Adaji, who disclosed that the delegation had earlier held similar meeting with the Osun State Boundary Committee, sought the ingenuity of both state governments at resolving the disputes ahead of another meeting to be held with the joint committee of the two states.
I wish to most respectfully appeal to Excellency to support the State Boundary Committee to participate actively in all our joint activities to state boundaries on all other boundaries involving the state.
In his remarks, the Oyo State Deputy Governor, Barrister Bayo Lawal, challenged the National Boundary Commission, NBC, to look into records and judgments already submitted before it and come up with a decisive statement to calm nerves from the two sides. He maintained that Oyo State has more than enough evidences to support the claim of ownership of the areas in dispute.
I want to assure you we will cooperate as much as possible, that we will not yield 1 inch. But I will plead with you. Take the bull by the horn this time around, so that we will not be coming and going and coming and going. Look at the records.
The meeting witnessed the presentation of souvenir by the Director General of the National Boundary Commission, Savio Adamu Adaji, to the Deputy Governor, Barrister Bayo Lawal. Adebayo Abdurrafi, BCOS News.
The upgrade of Ladoke Akintola Airport, Ibadan, by Governor Seyi Makinde will create thousands of direct and indirect jobs for citizens and residents of Oyo State. Chairman of Ibadan Airport Upgrade, Mr. Bimbo Adekombi, and the Chairman of the State Assembly Committee on Works, Aman Bode Akinjola, compiled the experts presented by Bimisola Adebayo.
The Thursday live television current affairs program, Kutuai, X-rated the upgrade of Samuel Ladoke Akintola Airport, Ibadan, and infrastructural revolution in Oyo State. Featuring on the program, the Chairman Committee on Ibadan Airport Upgrade, Bimbo Adekombi, revealed that the upgrade will include aircraft walkway from 2,004 square meters to 3,000 meters. We added that others will include apron, control tower that will give room for night boarding and lifting, as well as instrument analysis system.
Personal benefits to the public, and then the benefits to the states. So personal benefits, the most obvious one is the convenience for travelers. They are able to just assume and take it for granted that they can fly from Ibadan to international destinations. That's one. Two, for people that trade internationally or that import and export internationally, they can clear their goods directly from Ibadan. It's very convenient. People that want to go on holiday or medical trips can fly from Ibadan. For pilgrimage operations, they can fly from Ibadan. So those are what I think are personal benefits to the citizenry of Oyo State. Now, to the states or people coming into Nigeria, you can search for and find an airport in Ibadan. The influx of travelers, new travelers into Ibadan will bring a lot of revenue into the state in terms of even the hospitality sector, tourism sector. People will be able to come directly to Ibadan. They can plan. And of course, when you look at bigger companies, we are talking of bigger cities like Lagos being choked up, wooing companies to maybe relocate to Oyo State. What makes it palatable for them is if they can find out that their executives can fly to and from the airport, it will be easier for them to relocate their headquarters or head offices and their staff to Oyo State.
The chairman of the committee also revealed that when completed, there will be a separate tarmac for local and international boarding.
It's not as Governor Makede's pride alone, but as his pride and of the whole people of the state, because it's a game changer, not only in aviation, because when you look at it in conjunction with other transport facilities like the circular road, like the road linking the airport, like the rail, it just makes intermodal transport extremely easy. You can plan, even for cargo, even for passenger traffic. You can drop at the airport, take an Uber or a taxi to the train station, go to anywhere you want to. You can bring your goods in, from train, truck it to the airport, and then fly it through the cargo section and export.
Also featuring on the program was the chairman of the State Assembly Committee on Works, Honorable Olatunde Kehinde. In his remarks, he noted that the economic prosperity that will spring up due to the upgrade of the airport cannot be quantified. Honorable Olatunde added that the upgrade will be lucrative for business activities and enable creation of jobs.
You don't need to go to Lagos again. So people from Osun State, from Oyo, all those ones will no longer be there. You get to Alakia there, you take your flight, you go. You are coming from abroad, you land at Alakia. We'll have a lot of Uber services, taxis. When the terminal is being completed, we have various shops that will be opened there. People selling, banks will come there. A lot of advantage, eateries and all these things will spring up there.
On other infrastructural projects, especially the ongoing circular road in the state, Honorable Olatunde Kehinde lauded the efforts of Governor Seyi Makinde and the durability of the projects in the state.
Presently, the kind of step that the state government is taking is the best. And why am I saying that? Any road that this government is building has a capacity of between 15 and 20 years. That's the agreement that is being signed with the contractor. So if anything happens within those years, the contractor goes back there and fix it. If we have a road that can last 15 to 20 years, that means if other governments that are coming, when they come on board, they are not going back to that road. They will go and start elsewhere.
Makinde commissioned a functional fuel dump at the airport, which has led to the expansion of the aviation industry in Ibadan and the dualization of the entrance road of the airport.
The Oyo State Governor, Engineer Seyi Makinde, has called on voters in Edo State to support the candidate of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, in Saturday's governorship election in the state, Mr. Asue Ighodalo. Governor Makinde declared his support for Mr. Ighodalo while speaking during the flag-off ceremony the upgrade of the Samuel Ladoke Akintola Airport, Ibadan, on Wednesday. Governor Seyi Makinde, who gave assurance that the PDP candidates would deliver, are solidly behind the Ambassador Umar Ilya Damagum-led National Working Committee of the PDP. He speaks further.
I was away. I already fixed the meetings in Finland and Sweden when they fixed the Edo State Grand Finale. And I couldn't come. I thought I would manage to get into Nigeria for that Saturday. And tongues have been wagging. Oh, why did Seyi Makinde not come to the grand finale at Edo? Let me declare loud and clear that Seyi Makinde is 100% with our candidate, Asue Ighodalo, in Edo State. And if Edo people, it's your decision, it's this Saturday. If you want to know the difference between delicious and nutritious, you should vote for Asue Ighodalo and deliver him as your next governor. He will give you nutrition. What is nutritious? He will give to you.
We shall now take our first commercial break on the news. Don't go away.
All right, everyone, no put your ears. Make we talk. Time don't reach to rearrange this house to give una small wisdom. Una think say una sabi. Shout might be fresh now, but una own, I beg no be so. We know they can try so. We know they here to the point una with our small finger. We show una solution instead. Ever heard of Colgate, the #1 oral care brand in the world? On a slide, go find that chemistry as it's supposed to be. You can see why we are the coolest around. For zero cavity and long-lasting fresh breath. Mom, it's your time to brush. Mama and Papa buy am, use am, and shine your smile. No more cover mouth. Because we got it, that will do ya, that with your smile. I'm in love. Hey, mommy.
What?
Sonia tomato mix, stand up, outro. Sonia tomato mix, stand up, outro. Is it to open? Is it to squeeze? Is it to scoop and is it to stop? Dishes come alive with so much taste. Stand up, outro. Sonia tomato mix, of course. Sonia tomato mix, yes sir. Sonia tomato mix, stand up, outro.
I'm in love. No, but with you, of course, my darling.
Sonia tomato mix in a new stand-up pouch.
My skin is my identity, my strength. It's unique and deserves care made specially for me. New Nivea Radiant and Beauty Advanced Care with 5 oils and 5 vitamins. 48-hour nourishment. Helps reduce appearance of stretch marks in just 2 weeks. New Nivea Radiant and Beauty Advanced Care for your shade of beautiful.
The federal government, through the Nigeria Hydrological Services Agency, NIXA, has proposed to build 5 buffer dams to contain incessant flooding, which often arises from the release of water from the Lagdo Dam in Cameroon. The agency also warned residents in floodplains to relocate immediately to safe places in anticipation of attendant floods that annually come with the release of water from the Lagdo Dam. NIXA listed flood-prone states to include Adamawa, Taraba, Benue, Nasarawa, Kogi, Edo, Delta, Anambra, Bayelsa, Cross River, and Rivers. It added that a report has been submitted to the presidency on the way forward, noting that some of the dams in Nigeria have to be desilted. Meanwhile, the Kano State government has announced a comprehensive plan to provide free housing for flood victims across the state and improve learning conditions by distributing desks and chairs to 220,000 students. Governor Abba Yusuf announced this during the weekly Executive Council meeting at the Government House. He explained that the housing project would target flood victims in all 44 local government areas, offering them safe and affordable homes. The governor emphasized that the state's efforts aimed to mitigate the impact of flooding, which has displaced many families. Governor Yusuf also revealed that the state government is working in collaboration with the Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs and Poverty Alleviation to provide further relief to flood victims. Governor Yusuf urged all stakeholders in the education sector to work together to achieve the state's educational goals. The Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, has reduced the cybersecurity levy on electronic transactions from 0.5% to 2025. This reduction follows the controversial introduction of the levy earlier in the year, which was met with opposition from both the Nigeria Labour Congress, Trade Union Congress, and bank customers. The levy, introduced under the Cybercrime Prohibition, Prevention, etc. Act 2015, amended in 2024, is set to support the National Cybersecurity Fund administered by the Office of the National Security Advisor. The 0.005% fee will be charged on all electronic transactions conducted by commercial, merchants, non-interest and payment service banks, among others. In a directive issued by the CBN on Wednesday, certain transactions will be exempt from the levy, including wage payments, loan disbursements and repayments, and transfers between the same bank accounts or banks from the same client. The government and the former Chief Justice of Nigeria, Justice Walter Onoge, to settle the appeal the appellant filed challenging his removal as CJN. At the resumed hearing on the appeal, the lead counsel to the former CJN, Dr. Ogu Onoja, told the three-member panel of justices of the appellate court that the two parties in the suit are already having discussions on a peaceful resolution of the dispute. Dr. Onoja told the panel that the parties have been in discussion up till Wednesday, September 18. He expressed hope that the discussion would end with a fruitful result and asked the court to give them a 1-month adjournment for the final settlement of the matter. It's time for another break. Don't go away.
For an exclusive 3-time skin effect, try Nivea Men Deep, powered by black carbon. For 48-hour deep moisture, a fresh skin feel, and a long-lasting masculine fragrance. Make an impact with Nivea Men Deep Impact Body Lotion.
Welcome back. The Coordinating Minister of Health and Social Welfare, Professor Mohammed Pate, has said that the federal government is working towards decriminalizing attempted suicide in the country. He disclosed this today in Abuja at a news conference to commemorate the 2024 World Suicide Prevention Day. Marked globally on September 10 every year, suicide is criminalized in the country, but there have been several calls from stakeholders to decriminalize it. Captured under Section 327 of the Criminal Code Act, it states, any person who attempts to kill himself is guilty of a misdemeanor and is liable to imprisonment for 1 year. Pate therefore said that the ministry had launched the National Suicide Strategic Framework 2023-2030 to enhance mental health and assist in the prevention of suicide. The minister stated that available data on suicide in Nigeria, it was reported at 12.9% per 100,000, which is high. He added that suicide rates are particularly high among young people aged for 40% of all suicide deaths. Do you know that Nigeria is the country with the highest burden of sickle cell disorder in the world, with an estimated 150,000 babies born every year with SCD? In this special report, Olamiposi Shola takes a look at the plight of sickle cell.
According to a research, of the 300,000 children born annually worldwide with SCD, of its population, Nigeria stands out as the most sickle cell endemic country in the world. An estimated 150,000 babies are born every year in Nigeria with SCD, and sadly, 50 to 90% do not live to celebrate their 5th birthday, mostly due to ignorance and lack of access to appropriate care. It is also estimated that over 25% of Nigerians have the sickle cell trait, implying that more than 40 million Nigerians are LD carriers of the sickle cell gene, about a quarter of the entire nation's population, and can therefore transfer the gene to their offspring. In a chat with sickle cell specialist, Professor Adeyinka Falusi spoke on some of the challenges facing sickle cell patients and possibly the way forward.
They need a lot of financial help. They need a lot of encouragement. They need no stigma from anywhere. These people are under a lot of pressure. We need to have empathy for them. We need to help them in any way we can do. The government needs to put a lot in the hospitals for them to use. And the pharmaceuticals need to reduce the medicine costs so that they can afford it.
The experiences.
At the beginning was that it was a difficult time and the disease was so tough. But upon investigation, I discovered that there is an herb that using it reduced my pain. And that was pigeon pea leaf and pigeon pea seed that they call Cajanus caja. So this is what I do. When I get the leaf, either dried one or fresh one, I use it with bamboo leaf. So I squeeze it after washing, boil it for 25 to 35 minutes. So in the morning I drink a cup. In the night time I drink a cup. And since then I've been living fine.
I was a fine time. I have these challenges. They do always stand by me to date. I thank God. And now
it is indeed high time sickle cell disorder is seen as a national health emergency which must be handled with high sense of urgency. Unfortunately, sickle cell disorder continues.
Oluwatimi has the details.
The rise of social media has led to a major shift in how people get their news and information, often resulting in social media addiction and a decline in the use of conventional media. As social media continues to evolve, it challenges the role and influence of traditional media, highlighting the need for ongoing discussions about the implication of this shift for information accuracy, credibility, and public discourse. The addictive nature of social media has led to longer screen time and less attention to other media sources. However, while conventional media remains important for comprehensive reporting, the pervasive appeal of social media has changed how people access and engage with information, often at the expense of traditional media habits. In a chat with BCOS News, a communication expert, Mr. Tunde Laniyan, stressed that social media is an effective platform for an easy and fast information dissemination process.
No, and it's not just a Nigerian thing, it's everywhere. So much false, fake information is on the loose. Whereas in the traditional media, those who put things out there are guided by regulations, are guided by the necessary training to operate in that environment.
However, he noted that its open nature can lead to the swift spread of misinformation and exaggerated content, often overshadowing factual reporting.
The consumers also must carry a sense of responsibility in consuming whatever they see. There's something in theater that we call the suspension of disbelief. It is that you see some things, when they say somebody is beheaded, you know that on stage you can't be beheaded, but you suspend your disbelief, you carry on and believe it. You cannot do that with such news items.
Mr. Agbenga Ogunbowale emphasized that the advancement of social media and information dissemination should not signal the decline of traditional media. Instead, he suggested that they should complement each other, enhancing overall communication and broadening the scope of information access for the public.
The rise of social media doesn't necessarily mean the demise of traditional media. Both mediums then grow together. TV did not kill radio. Look at, for instance, when we had, before we had the internet, we also had, broadcast TV. We had stations like CNN that were broadcasting 24/7, right? And then now that we have the internet, you see that some of this, a lot of TV stations, a lot of radio stations are streaming online. They are adding the internet, as part of their arsenal. So, yes.
For the government to prioritize social media regulation, Oluwatumise Oluwajimi, BCOS News.
Time for yet another break. Stay with us.
When you wake up in the morning, you want to start your day. Start with Kellogg's, You can reach your grades, stay active and alert. Start your day right.
Because Kellogg's is fortified with the essential vitamins and minerals you need to start your day right. With Kellogg's, you can reach your grade.
The safest time is Kellogg's time.
The late Olori of Mogon Kingdom in Osun State, Olori Ajoke Babayemi, has been described as a shining example of what it means to live a life of purpose. These were the words of members of the Nigerian National Christian Coalition, NNCC, who organized a commendation service in honor of their departed matron. Olori Ajoke Babayemi transited at the age of 87. Staff reporter Dupe Feintola brings the details.
It was indeed the celebration of a life full of impact as members of the Nigerian National Christian Coalition, NNCC, gathered in Ibadan to bid farewell to the matriarch of the Babayemi dynasty, Olori Ajoke Wale Ade Babayemi. Olori Wale Ade Babayemi is the mother of the national convener and vision. Her legacy shines brighter than ever, illuminating the countless lives she touched. To members of the NNCC, Oyo State Chapter, her life was a testament to the power of kindness, compassion, and of course, resilience. The Oyo State Coordinator, NNCC, Mrs. Ifeoluwa Babatunde, said a red carpet interview was organized by the NNCC Oyo State team in collaboration with Mrs. Modupe Oyewole and Dr. Paul Dowell to honor the late Olori Babayemi. To her children and family members, she was an epitome of love and nurturing.
The motivation she gave all the children, she lived her life for her children, so not seeing her at home is a big challenge for all of us.
She was a godly woman. She loved God, and God blessed her. She had 6 kids, 23 grandchildren, 4 great-grandchildren, and she never wept over any of them.
I and my siblings and the family were who we are today because of the investment in us, in our education, in raising us up, in training us, and showing us an example.
I think the love, the caring, because even up till she gave up the ghost, she will call, will have laughs and everything.
She's a wonderful mom, one of a kind, but our doors were always open to everybody.
When you want to call a short prayer, you don't want to call Grandma because Grandma loves, that's what she loves the most. She's never tired of praying. Grandma could pray for 3 hours non-stop. Grandma was prayerful. You cannot talk to her and not everything that she says starts and ends with God. We will miss that, but it's a legacy that we pray that God will help us to keep.
She more or less single-handedly built that the Lord God used.
According to members of the NNCC, Olori Ajake Babayemi in her lifetime was an active and dedicated member of her community. The remains of the deceased was later laid to rest in Bogon, Osun State.
Yes, the 8th edition of the National Youth Games has finally come down with the official lowering of the Games flag in Asaba, Delta State. After 10 days of event, 35 states and Nigeria's Federal Capital Territory were involved in a game of wit, strength, sweat and blood was on the line as several cadet athletes and sportsmen put themselves on the line to win laurels for their respective states. And yes, for the base at the state, after 10 days of event, Oyo State finished 7th on the official medals table with 10 gold, 7 silver, and 10 bronze medals. Our host state, Delta, was overall with 46 gold, 31 silver, and 34 bronze medals, with Lagos State and Edo State being 2nd and 3rd, respectively. Earlier today, in the girls' Abula final, where Oyo State participated in, they came up against Lagos State in the final event, a team which Oyo State defeated in the zonal elimination ball games. But at the end of 3 sets, it was Lagos 2, Oyo 1. And yes, this was the word of coach of Oyo State Abula team, Aliu James.
Yeah, I feel bad, but all the same, one is zonal elimination, and we came around there and we played together. We lost for Lagos State, and it was an impressive game. We didn't lose woefully because the game was tight. The guys have been excited, because this is their first exposure, so they are happy to be in Asaba. They are happy to come out and play Abula, and then by the grace of God, they did well by coming 2nd, and I believe that the future of these children, the future is going to be better because some of the children is going to be promoted to the senior level. We are not stopping because next year is ahead of us and it's very close. So we are trying to work things out, how we'll be having our time to pray. Most especially, most of them, they are still in school. So we are trying to see this by the grace of God.
Is it safe to say that we will see some of these players are in the
Yeah. We are going to see all of them, and we are going to see more of them next year in National Sports Festival, next year in Asaba.
Thank you very much. Gateway State of Ogun. So right now, Oyo State is now in preparation mode for the National Sports Festival. But from here in Asaba Delta State, it is Obi Ajewale and his cameraman, Rahim Wasiu, saying a goodbye and good night.
On the foreign scene, Israel's police arrested an Israeli citizen allegedly recruited by Iranian intelligence to plot the assassinations of top Israeli officials, including Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. A joint statement by the police and Shin Bet said on Thursday. An Israeli citizen was recruited by Iranian intelligence to promote assassinations of Israeli figures. He was smuggled twice into Iran and received payment for carrying out. Chief Rohan Bar, as well as other top officials, were among the targets. He also met someone called charity missions in Israel, including transferring money or a gun, taking pictures of crowded public places, and threatening other Israelis recruited by Tehran. And now to end the news around the world, here again, Abdak has destroyed substandard products, including falsified drugs, medical devices, and other unwholesome regulated products worth 43 billion naira in Ibadan, the Oyo State capital, today. The Oyo State Deputy Governor, Chairman Oyo State Boundary Committee, Barrister Bayo Lawal, has expressed the readiness of the state government to cooperate with the National Boundary Commission, but will not cede an inch of its territory. Israel's police arrested an Israeli citizen allegedly recruited by Iranian intelligence to plot the assassination on Thursday. Remember, you can receive BCOS television on GoTV channel 134 and channel 113. It is only in an atmosphere of peace that development thrives. Thank you for being with us. Have a pleasant rest.
Where dreams are born and passion is boundless, a new wave of talent rises. In La Liga, these extraordinary athletes are not just playing the game, they're transforming it.
Danny Rodriguez, the man chasing, it's Lamine Yamal! What a magnificent goal that
They
is!
shine on the world stage. Watch as they redefine football, inspire millions, and make history. La Liga, where dreams become reality.
This season of Big Brother Naija is a must follow. Follow every twist and turn with eyes wide open. Because even when the journey begins with chemistry, chaos follows. Strap in for 2 journeys in 198 and GoTV 49. Gold sponsor, Guinness. Black shines brightest.
ó kò ṣe àbábá ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ gbére ọ̀run ọ̀dà bí ọjà ká lọ kádé abálọ́la tààrọ̀ kádé lálẹ́ ọ̀dọ̀ rẹ̀ láti wá olúwa ọ̀dọ̀ rẹ̀ láti padà sí ọ̀dájú òní la fi rántí bàbá wa àlùfáà sọ àrà òye lákin oyè níran sùúrù lògùn ayé àbá olúfọ́n tí ń bẹ lọ́lọ́dọ̀ ìbàdàn bàbá dákẹ́ ní ọjọ́ 21 oṣù kẹsàn-án 1994 ni bàbá jáde láyé bàbá aláàánú fi gbogbo ọmọ lẹ̀ láì lè dágbére kí ọlọ́run ọba òdùmarè owó ọmọ rẹ̀ lókè pẹ̀ ṣé bí kú ṣe é pààyàn rè àfáà sọ àrà òye lákin oyè níran sùúrù lògùn ayé bọ́ ọba dọ̀run sì mọ́sùn lọ kó lu àwa kó wo ọmọ tó fi ayé lọ ọba òdùmarè kó tọ́jú ọmọ rẹ̀ lókè pẹ̀ ìṣòlè yín ọmọ balùfọ́n adé ọmọ màníṣẹ́ òrùlú ọmọ akẹ́láwẹ̀ òrùlú mo níyàn mọ́jà tẹ́ mo lépo ńlé mọ́jẹ láǹfunfun mo rìn ihò ọba luwẹ̀ ọmọ bàǹtẹ́jọ́ gìnà tó ti mú kífẹ́ wù mí orí fífa kodoro tó mú kílé bàbá wọn kó sún mi lọ òrùlú ní ọmọ.